This is our first video type problem, video 1, and it's a Ken puzzle. We've got to use the numbers 1 through 4. Up here in the upper right hand corner there's a 7 plus cage, that has to be 3 and 4. There's a 3 plus cage, it has to be 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, but we don't know what order. And so this puzzle, it's a little bit hard to get started on unless you want to just guess, and I almost never want to just guess. So there's actually a couple ways I've thought of starting this. You can start it your own way if you want, but let's look at this third column here. The third column, down here in the 2 divided by, there can't be a 3. If there was a 3 in here anywhere, it would have to be 3 and 6 to divide to 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. And there's no way that we can use 6. We're only using the numbers 1 to 4. And this cannot be a 3, because 3 plus something doesn't equal 3, unless we're using 0, and we have to use the numbers 1 to 4. So if none of those are 3, then that means this one has to be 3 by the process of elimination. Now one of these two has to be 4 and one has to be 3, but this one cannot be 3 because then you'd have 2 3s in the same row. So that means we've got this one being 3 and this one being 4. Now we know that one of these is 1 and one of these is 2. We're not sure which is which, but they're 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, and that means 4 is over here. So we've made some pretty good progress here. Now this is a 3, and that gives us this times this has to be 4, so that they all multiply, all 3 numbers multiply together to give 12. Well, how can we get 4? A 2 times a 2, but if we use 2 times 2, then there's a couple of 2's in one column, and you can't have that. So we need a 1 and a 4, but this can't be a 4 because of this 4. And so we have a 1 and a 4. This is 1, 3, 4, so this thing has to be a 2. 2 times 4 is 8. This needs to be a 3 to make it multiply together to give that 24. We've used up 4, 3, 2, so this has to be a 1. These two need to subtract to give 2, so this has to be a 3, because 3 take away 1 is 2. This is a 1 and a 2, or a 2 and a 1, but this can't be a 1 because then there'd be 2 1's in this column, and so we have a 2 here and a 1 here, or we could have just decided that this had to be 2 because we've used 1, 4, and 3. Now we're getting close to the end. These two numbers here have to be a 2 and a 4 because that's all that's left. We've used up 1 and 3. But this one can't be a 4 because of this 4 right next to it. So the 2 and the 4 have to go like this. We've used up 1, 3, 4, so this has to be a 2. We've used up 3, 4, 2, so this has to be a 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. 4 times 1 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 times 3 is 24. 2 plus 1 is 3. We did it! Yay!